Well, as I've said in a couple of videos now, we are transitioning into the whitetail deer hunting season, bow seasons particularly. And tonight I have the boat for my workbench and I'm going to be putting lighted Nocks on my arrows. Check it out. I'm going to be putting these bad boys here, the Knockout lighted Nocks, in my crossbow bolts. Here I have the Carbon Express pile driver. And these are 100 grain 20-inch bolts. I'm sorry, they are 442 grains. The broadheads that I'll be using are 100 grain. So let me just walk you through how this thing is going to work here. There we go. We got the bolts laid out, and let's just get these open. This comes with some different size sleeves that depend on the size of your bolt, okay? And make sure whatever you're buying, you're shooting a crossbow or a compound, really important. How do we do this? Well, all you gotta do is grab your nock, squeeze real tight, and just start twisting and pulling until it comes out. So the next thing we need to do is determine what size sleeve do we need here. You want something that's going to fit snug. So right here, too big. On to the next size. That feels pretty close, but let's see what the other one's like. I want the most snug fit possible. That one feels really good. So that's the one we'll use. And I'm again gonna put these extras in the bag with my nock. Okay. So I've got those in. I do not want those little burrs on there. So I'm gonna shave those off. I want to make sure that that is a nice and flush. I'm feeling around here for burrs. I'm gonna trim any I don't want any variation. Am I shooting with a crossbow? Yeah. And I think, there's a couple reasons I shoot with a crossbow. One, my shoulders just cannot take a compound bow anymore. And two, I just believe it's a superior weapon. I just do. And a lot of purists will laugh at that, but look, man, I don't care how you hunt. I'm not one of these people who judges the way others hunt. I'm just not. I don't get into the debate about whether the ethics of the crossbow, because that seems to be what the purists are most concerned about, is the purity of the sport and the ethics of using a crossbow. And I gotta tell you, man, I just want you out there hunting. Go hunt. Okay, so those are in. Have these, and there is, I don't know if the camera is going to really be able to pick up on this too well, but basically it's the string coming in contact with these things that causes them to come on. So you pull it to shut it off. You pull it up to shut it off, and then when you pull the trigger and that string puts the pressure on the bolt or the arrow, that's when it comes on. What the package says here, with the cock vane down, ensure that the on-off tab is positioned at 3 o'clock as viewed from the knock end. So the on-off switch, I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but it's right on my thumbnail. That's your on-off switch. That has to be at 3 o'clock. I'm going to, the cock vane, that's your odd colored one. And then we're gonna put this down at 3 o'clock, just like we're supposed to. So I'm a bit of a perfectionist with this stuff. Like I said, I don't want any variation here. I believe I've got that at like a perfect 3 o'clock position there. Sucker goes in hard. And the reason there's an on-off switch is so that you can practice. But that is your on-off switch. Right now it's positioned to off, which means that when you're practicing, the light won't come on, which is cool. And you don't have to worry about wasting batteries. Now that this is off, let's try to get this in. That is supposed to be a snug fit, but boy, I'll tell you what, you may have to put some elbow grease into it. There we go. There, it's in. It stayed in perfect position, so you can see it. I'll tell you what, that sucker ain't coming out. So then, when I want this on, I just take that, I flip it up, and then, boom, and I pull it back up. So that's cool. So there you go, guys. That is how you install one. I'm going to install the other two. I'm going to be taking these things to the range tomorrow. I need to sight in my crossbow, and I will let you see what they look like when they're shooting. So we'll see you then.